Alright, now it's time to talk about the quadratic formula, so that's what this section will be all about. So in this video, we're going to talk about what it is, how to use it, and when to use it. So remember our standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, and the discriminant is d equals b squared minus 4ac. So the question is, when can we use the quadratic formula to solve a quadratic equation? And the answer is always. In 100% of the cases, all the time, always, for any quadratic equation you have, you can use the quadratic formula to solve it. And there are some notes about this, as usual. So in some cases, factoring is going to be much easier, and the same thing is actually true about the square root method. Sometimes that'll be easier as well. But because the quadratic formula works all the time, it's a great fallback method. So if you have a choice of which method to use, and you can't remember how to pick or how to do the best method for the equation that you have, then you can just fall back on the quadratic formula. So it works for literally every single quadratic equation all the time, no matter what else, no exceptions. So what is the formula? Well, the two solutions of the equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 are x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. So we just have to identify a, b, and c from our standard form up here. We plug those into the formula and we simplify. So just a caution and a reminder, to correctly identify a, b, and c, make sure that your equation is in standard form before you use the quadratic formula. Your equation has to be in standard form first so that you can identify a, b, and c correctly, and then you plug a, b, and c into the quadratic formula here. So we're going to see where this formula comes from later in this section. And just a side note real quick, see the discriminant there underneath the square root sign. We're going to talk about the significance of that later in this section as well.